Welcome everyone to episode 21 of 4D, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael, Deficit Plumley, and today we have a game from another hero that I haven't really played that much. So I might mess up the names, I might mess up the itemizations, but I might also forget to mute myself on my laptop. But 4D is all about learning. So today we're going to be talking about Troll Warlord, and a game from the Dota Cinema Captain's Draft Invitational between Team Tinker, who I refuse to call Team Reno Tinkerino, and Team Secret. And we're going to be focusing on Pajkatt's Troll Warlord, as I just mentioned. In this game, he's going to be playing it as mid, but you can play him in the easy lane as well. We are going to be focusing on him as a carry role. Going to be looking at his itemization, looking at how he juggles between being a ranged and melee hero, and a bit at his spell ranks as well. We're going to see how he uses Fervor, the third talent, to help focus down buildings, help focus down Roshan, and we're also going to speak briefly about the composition of the whole team. Although this is a Captain's Draft Invitational, so it's a limited hero pool, I still do like to see what kind of synergies our drafting captains look to pull out with the limited options that they have available. So we're going to hop right into the game and see this episode featuring Troll Warlord.
Prepare for battle.
We are starting off already into the game. Team Secret with Big Daddy No Tail on the Lone Druid, a Beastmaster, which I hate. I think this hero is horrible. So we'll see how S4 plays that hero out. Puppey on an Enigma that should be jungling. Kuroki on Legion Commander, who will be mid. And an Earth Spirit, who might even get his own game, his own episode dedicated to this game, since the Captain's Draft Invitational pulls out a lot of heroes that we don't normally get to analyze. But this game's going to be all about Pajkatt on his Troll Warlord, Koiva as well on Queen of Pain, Sand King, Sing Sing, maybe jungling in the opposing Dire jungle, and EGM will probably die a lot on Jakiro, but that's okay. Jakiro's the support. Bulb is also here too on Ogre Magi.
The battle begins.
So as our first waves of creep spawn, we see our hero Pajkatt blocking the wave. Very important, just to get an advantageous position for the line of creeps. We see he started out with a poor man's shield. He is melee, well, melee and ranged. So he could use a little extra durability early on. 1 Iron Branch and 2 Pooled Tangos. Pretty good creep block. It is slightly in his favor. And we see him already switching over between melee and range to try and harass. He's not auto-attacking the creep wave, so he does have a little bit of extra time before waiting for the right moment to pounce on these creeps. Even forcing Legion Commander out of lane there.
First blood.
Earth Spirit's so good, he's already killed someone. Earth Spirit Imba. But this episode's about the mid lane Troll Warlord. Quickly picking up rank 2 with the solo XP. Gonna pick up a rank in Whirling Axes. His key ability. And we can just take a brief pause to talk about this. In melee, it is primarily a mischance, as you can see. Damage as well. Damage scales up to about 225. Whirl duration 3 seconds, as you see. And the blind duration that is the mischance also increases per rank. But worth noting, it stays at 50 mana for all 4 ranks, which is nice because Troll Warlord has one of the lowest intelligence gains in the game. 1 intelligence per level, meaning his mana pool is always going to stay very low. And we see 4 Tangos coming in on the courier. He does have his work cut out for him against Kuroki. That overwhelming odds. Only 100 mana. Very good at harassing and last hitting. Rank 2 now online, and we see him picking up Whirling Axes again. Damage is going to go up a little, and you might as well, since it stays at 50 mana. The axes come out again and force Legion Commander off lane, especially with that mischance. But he goes back in to continue last hitting, while Pajkatt comes up to take a bounty rune at the 2-minute mark. Sing Sing wandering in the lane. He's been doing some stacking here for himself. Still hasn't picked up his first talent. So we see Warlord doing an excellent job last hitting. Almost has as many as Jakiro, who, I mean, his ability is mana free. Now, rank 4, picking up the point in Fervor. And worth noting that the Fervor only picks up a stack after your first hit on someone. But once you do, and you stay focused on him, you will see this buff start to tick up. And as a result, your attack speed quickly increase. Very useful attacking towers, also useful attacking Roshan. But it's also just a great DPS talent in general. If the point is to focus someone as a carry and take them out, an ability that increases your damage or your attack speed with every successive hit, pretty good in my book. Plus, hey, no mana. All you have to do is hit someone and you get it for free. Boots, as you saw come in on the courier a moment ago, his first item, just to increase his mobility. He has 310 movement speed, so a little above average. We see him getting off a ranged axe, a ranged whirling axe, and bringing Legion Commander very low. But Troll Warlord being a little too aggressive there. Legion Commander did have to bottle charge though to get him there. So that'll be the first death for Troll Warlord. Sing Sing rotating back into lane, just to occupy, make sure Kuroki isn't feeling too comfortable. Though he should. He's already got an early kill. So Pajkatt, an early death, but that's okay. You're still doing great on last hitting Pajkatt. Just get back in there and continue farming. Creep wave's at the top of the hill. He doesn't want to go too far up. He also sees this stone remnant. He knows now that Earth Spirit is back in top lane, but definitely want to be careful. Rank 5, or level 5, he's picked up rank 3 for the Whirling Axes. Just once again increasing the damage of both, as you can see with the ranged up. Increasing the slow duration, rather, of the ranged. And increasing the damage of the melee. Up to 175. Magical damage as well. And we see him coming in here and helping to secure a kill. Sing Sing will fall for his effort. But a little bit of gold
Dire's
going
top
away
tower is
from
under
Pajkatt.
attack.
We see him eating his last tango. A 2.2 strength gain means he's never going to have a very high level of HP regen. He is an agility hero, so he'll be mainly focused around a higher armor, but slightly lower HP pool than someone like Legion Commander, who's a strength hero. Fearing the Enigma, potentially on the high ground, as well as the Earth Spirit, we see him switch in to ranged axe mode. Still able to last hit effectively, though. And the creep wave finally does push up to the tower. Pajkatt doing some juking, but he will get dueled. Holding him in place. Earth Spirit falls instead. Great rotations coming out from both Sing Sing and the Ogre Magi. Will force Kuroki
Dire's
into a
middle
rout.
tower is under attack.
And that slight delay to press the attack makes him get burrow struck. But he will get away. 135 HP. as this lousy Beastmaster pet comes into the picture. But at the 6-minute mark, a bottle for Troll Warlord, and he rotates to pick up the bottom rune. Level 6, of course, picking up Battle Trance, a fantastic ultimate. Pausing briefly for this, we see both an attack speed bonus for yourself and all your allied heroes, 60, 120, 180, and it's on use. So not only do you have the constant DPS increase that is Fervor when you're focusing someone, but you have a situational DPS increase as well. And they're both attack speeds, so they synergize very well. Using the range, knowing he feels a little unsafe, but then coming in with the melee whirling axes to force Kuroki off of lane. We see a bit of a standoff here. Switching back to range axes, that was a magic wand and another set of tangos coming in on the courier. But as you can see, Pajkatt reaping the rewards of this dual melee and ranged hero. Currently at the top of the list on last hits, 31. And he will rotate to get the bottom rune at the 8-minute mark. Now picking up a second point. Now that he has it here, just you can see the way that it scales with the talents. You always get the bonus damage, but a little more extra move speed and a little longer bash duration, although the bash chance is the same. The bash damage going up as well. So at the 8-minute mark, Troll Warlord will grab a bounty rune for his trouble. Kuroki grabbing the illusion rune in top.
Dire's
And we
top
see him
tower
just
is
focusing
under
back on
attack.
last hitting.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Using whirling axes to come into the lane, force Kuroki back. And then switching to range
Radiant's
to get a little
bottom
more
tower
damage
is
in on
under
him.
attack.
With Kuroki committing to a
top
few
tower
last hits,
is under
that
attack.
makes Troll Warlord use the whirling axes melee. And Legion already spending several of his bottle charges. The Troll Warlord having to as well. Overwhelming odds is an excellent laning presence, as we see Legion commanders already maxed it out.
Dire's top
So at the
tower
9-minute
is under
mark,
attack.
Pajkatt looks to make his first rotation of the game.
Perfect location.
We see him coming into a little late party.
I do suffer
Earth Spirit able to teleport away, but the Beastmaster is not. And 59 gold going the way of Troll Warlord. But with that rotation, even without the kill, he was still able to pick up his phase boots from the side shop. And I'm pretty sure that's still a shorter distance than having to go all the way back to base. At least it seems like it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So we see Pajkatt just return back to lane, continue last hitting, including denying. We see Troll at level 8 and about 2/3. Kuroki, a little less.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And at the 10-minute mark, Troll Warlord will pick up another rune. Beastmaster ult being committed to attempt to go on the Troll Warlord. He is slowed. But Beastmaster, he's crappy. He doesn't have any damage. His boar, it does a slow, that's about it though. Does piercing damage. So Pajkatt will be able to escape. Coming back in a lane using the melee whirling axes.
Not for you.
Wasn't able to get that last hit there, instead denied from Kuroki. And a bit of a standoff. It's siege creep versus siege creep. Which one will volley first? Probably both, since they're the same speed. This was a brief pause. A lot of server issues have been had in recent weeks. I think this was about 40 seconds, but hey, this is a replay, so we can speed it up, and it'll be done in a second or two. Pajkatt, no longer first on the last hitting. Enigma has had a pretty unabated time in this bottom level farming, but still being very competitive. He's already has Fade's Boots online for the 10-minute mark. That'll give him a little extra mobility to chase a little faster. The bash is low chance, so you can't really rely on that to be a gap closer, but that's why heroes like Sand King were drafted for Team Tinker, along with Ogre Magi, to set up and incapacitate your opponents, and Troll Warlord could come in there for the DPS. Troll seeing Simba on the Earth Spirit on the top lane. He also knows that Stone Remnant is there, so instead switching to range. And still able to last it effectively. And not forgetting about the denies.
Has fallen.
And another 46 gold coming his way. Almost 1,000 gold in the bank. And we see him being very hesitant, detecting a rotation coming out onto the Sand King. Beastmaster is here as well. Excellent burrow strike. And Troll Warlord comes in with the whirling axes. Will claim a kill on S4 and make it so Kuroki does not have a successful duel. We saw both the Battle Trance and one whirling axe each used in that. And also 400 gold going his way. And at the 12-minute mark, Koiva is going to protect that top rune for Pajkatt, and he picks up an illusion rune.
Tower is under attack.
Also worth noting, Battle Trance 30-second cooldown and a 7-second duration.
Radiant's top tower
Potentially
is under attack.
one of the lowest ults in the game. And we see him attacking the tower, starting to get that fervor buff. Would have loved to blow the Battle Trance there, but the rotation from Secret will have him forced back off the lane. Instead, using a bottle charge, healing back up to full. And at 390 speed, without the phase boots, he can quickly rotate back to mid lane. The creeps are here. There's no one else. An ideal situation for a mid laner. But instead we see him rotating back up into the jungle to assist his allies and able to secure another kill on Earth Spirit. And another kill going his way. 300 gold. 2,000 gold in the bank. And he could start thinking about his first item. Could potentially get a Maelstrom. Instead we see a Vladimir's offering. Lifesteal, an excellent ability on this hero, since a lot of his talents are around synergizing attack speed, synergizing the last hitting, and will also make him that much more effective at Roshaning. The 14-minute rune will go to the Legion Commander. Pajkatt would love to secure a kill on Simba, and he will give chase. Sing Sing and Bulbar here as well. But Simba runs away. Bit of a wasted transition between the lanes for Pajkatt, but that's okay. He's having a great game so far. Vladimir's offering already online. As the fight begins to break out, Pajkatt, he's level 11, would love to work into someone with this Battle Trance. Instead,
Dire's middle tower
picking
is
off one of the
under
Greater
attack.
Hawks there. But with 5 heroes mid,
Are fortified.
this tower is all but forfeit. And Pajkatt will have to keep a distance. The Enigma Eidolons and the Spirit Bear. And I guess that Greater Boar being too much for Team Tinker to hold the mid tower. But Pajkatt will just continue farming. He's having a great game so far. Fallen off a little bit in terms of last hits, but he's still top of his team in net worth. And with rank 2 Battle Trance, we could soon see our first Roshan of the game. Also worth noting, the Bash chance, excellent against Roshan as well. So at the 16-minute mark, Pajkatt picks up the bottom rune and picks up a few allies. Jakiro is here to slow the attack speed of Roshan. A Greater Boar is here to give 37 gold to Pajkatt. And we're going to pause just briefly to note that a level 11 hero for Troll Warlord with just 1 point in Fervor and Battle Trance blown. 0.7 seconds on the attack speed. He is very quick. And Troll Warlord is really one of the ideal heroes you would like for a prolonged Roshan fight. Many people think of Ursa, who with every attack gains more damage, but very similar ability in Fervor. It does cap out at 4 stacks, but with successive attacks, well, it would be nice to successively attack, but instead Legion Commander is going to come in, and this might be a death to Pajkatt. He's going to try and get out, even using his wand to stay alive. Melee whirling axes to turn around and be a man. And he gets some of the gold in that fight. It's a full 5-man wipe. The range creep almost doing Troll Warlord in. Fantastic team fighting there, including 4 bottle charges and 2 magic wands.
Roshan has fallen.
And the first Roshan of the game will go to the Queen of Pain. It's the 17-minute mark. Our Troll Warlord has 1600 gold, can start thinking about his next item progression. So we're going to take a break. That's definitely what I would consider the end of the early game, the end of the laning phase. We've seen the first Roshan fall, and Secret grouping up as 5 to attempt to contest, but some great micro, and perhaps a lack of focus on focusing down Pajkatt on the Troll Warlord meant a 5-for-1 going the way of Team Tinker, and the first Aegis as well. When we come back, more for the mid-game of Troll Warlord in this episode of 4D. We'll be back after this.